The Fox 61 News at 10 starts now.
And thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 10. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. Developing tonight, many Americans are still outraged over the death of a woman shot by an ICE agent in Minneapolis on Wednesday.
And since then, thousands of protesters have shown up at cities across the country to show their opposition to the Department of Homeland Security.
Fox 61's Stephen Reels has the latest from the protests happening around our state.
Protests like what you're about to see have continued since the death of 37-year-old Renee Good.
ICE, you are not welcome here.
This weekend, more than 1,000 more protests took place across the country, including 7 right here in Connecticut. In a crowd of hundreds on the New Haven Green, voices like Sheldon Natkin ring out in the busy Connecticut city.
And it's breaking my heart, and I just can't sit around and do nothing.
This is not normal.
One consistent message in memory of the late Renee Good, shared with communities across Connecticut against the current actions of the Trump administration.
ICE separates families. ICE kills people.
And as a healthcare advocate for refugees in the New Haven area, Natkin shares he's worried about the future immigrants face.
And we're going in the wrong direction. It's sad because it's just history. Nobody remembers history, and we're going down the tubes.
Sunday, organizers aim to peacefully assemble as tensions remain high against federal agents. During a combined vigil and ICE protest in Hartford Thursday night, a pedestrian was hit by a car near the federal building that houses an ICE office, and a man was also seen using pepper spray on the crowd that had formed away from the main protest.
We have suspicions that the individual who deployed pepper spray was in some ways affiliated with the federal government. We don't have any level of coordination or cooperation from DHS in this investigation that we have undertaken. And so we are not able to confirm that at this point.
The incident had both Hartford Police and the Department of Homeland Security launch their own investigations into what happened. In a statement, DHS officials said people had attempted to block a federal law enforcement vehicle and broke a window, adding to what they said was a 1,300% increase in assaults against federal law enforcement officers. And while these chants continue to carry on, a promise continues to be made to the people who are scared. Your community is here.
Thank you for showing up for one another. No one here is alone. Let's pledge to keep showing up for one another.
The incident from Hartford's protest continues to be under investigation. But for now in New Haven, Stephen Reels, Fox 61.
And anti-ICE protests are seen throughout the country as well today.
Yeah, demonstrators are demanding immigration and customs enforcement be held accountable for the death of Renee Good. Fox's Garrett Tinney has more.
Protesters are demanding accountability in a second day of nationwide demonstrations after an immigration agent shot and killed Renee Good in Minneapolis. An estimated 1,000 events taking place this weekend, part of a movement called ICE Out for Good Weekend of Action.
I think that if a Presbyterian mother could be shot and killed over something that is basically a political show, then all of us are at risk.
While the Trump administration doubles down on claims the federal agent acted in self-defense, Democratic officials say otherwise.
When there is debate about baseline facts, like, for instance, did the ICE agent get run over? Guys, the answer is no. It didn't happen. You don't need to take their word for it. Watch the video.
Some Minnesota authorities say they're opening a separate criminal investigation into the incident. They accuse the FBI of pushing out state investigators from the probe. On Sunday, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem said hundreds of additional federal agents will be deployed to the state to strengthen security.
And in order to allow our ICE and our Border Patrol individuals that are working in Minneapolis to do so safely. If they conduct violent activities against law enforcement, if they impede our operations, that's a crime.
Protests in some parts of the nation have remained largely peaceful. But in Minneapolis, a chaotic scene unfolded between demonstrators and authorities as federal agents continue to make arrests there.
The
Felt warm out there today. Temperatures made it into the mid and even upper 40s, and temperatures will continue to be above average right through the middle of this week. It will be slightly cooler tomorrow, though, but still, again, above average. And we will turn blustery overnight tonight into early tomorrow. We could see gusts as high as 30 to up to 40 miles per hour. Here's a look at the radar right now. We had some snow showers and even some briefly heavier snow squalls in parts of the state late today into this evening. Those are pretty much over with, although there could be a few lingering flurries, especially in northwestern Connecticut. We're not expecting anything additional of note. Here's a look at winds, and I do think as we head towards and after midnight, these will pick up a little bit. Again, gusting as high as 30 to 40 miles per hour, midnight 1, 2 a.m. And it will still be breezy as we head towards daybreak, but I don't think the winds will be quite as intense. No wind advisories from the National Weather Service. So we start in the 20s tomorrow. By lunchtime, temperatures are in the upper 30s. And we'll see highs around 40 degrees as we head through the afternoon. No weather issues the next couple of days. Some rain showers by Wednesday morning. And we're tracking the potential for a coastal storm for later this week. Your full forecast is coming up. Sarah.
Thank you, Rachel. The Bristol Fire Department says one of its employees has died while off duty. Fire equipment technician Jay Kelly passed away unexpectedly on Friday, they say. Kelly worked for the department for 21 years and was in charge of maintaining fire trucks and equipment. We're told he was well known and respected by fire departments all across the state. Kelly survived by his wife and daughter.
Plainfield police say a medical emergency led to a single-car crash Saturday evening. Police officers, firefighters, and ambulance crews all responded to Norwich Road near the Plainfield Recreation Center. Police say a 71-year-old man driving a Ford Taurus suffered a medical issue, went off the road, and then hit a utility pole. He was able to get out of the car with help from firefighters and was treated at the scene. Norwich Road was closed for several hours due to crash damage.
Hartford police used license plate reader technology to track down a stolen car and make an arrest. Wayne Goggins of Hartford has been arrested and charged. Officers were flagged down Tuesday near Unity Plaza on Barber Street and used that license plate reader data to find the car. But 2 hours later, police found it parked. They were able to identify their suspect as Goggins by using surveillance video. The vehicle was eventually returned to its owner.
East Hartford police say officers responded to a large fight involving juveniles at a trampoline park on Saturday night. And police were called to Nova Adventure Park on Silver Lane around 7:30. Mutual aid was requested from Glastonbury and Manchester, but most of the crowd dispersed. Police say no one was arrested and the situation was contained without incident.
Connecticut native and figure skater Max Naumov, who has just earned a spot on Team USA just 1 year after losing his parents in a tragic plane crash. Naumov's parents were 1994 World Figure Skating pair champions. They were killed when their flight collided midair with a military helicopter near Washington, D.C. At 24 years old, their son clinched his Olympic berth today. Max received a standing ovation and held up a childhood photo of himself on the ice with his parents at a Connecticut skating rink. Max grew up in Simsbury. He'll now represent the United States at the 2026 Winter Olympics in Milan. Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah. Well, take a closer look now at Michelle Draonus' upcoming court appearance in her trial against her former defense attorney.
Fox 61's Tim Latow is in studio with more on where the case stands and what lies ahead.
First impressions in this habeas trial have been made as Michelle Draonus' current team of lawyers attempt to prove her former defense attorney did not provide the bare minimum of effective legal assistance. This is Draonus' latest bid for freedom, but experts say her team has a daunting uphill battle.
And I don't think that makes it constitutionally ineffective below the lowest possible, the lowest reasonable that a lawyer would do. So I think all of his points are valid, but I'm not sure they're going to meet the standard that you need to meet.
Michelle Draonus' current legal team opened up with the primary argument that her former defense attorney, Andy Bowman, should have provided a translator for his Venezuelan-born client, who's behind bars in a 14-and-a-half-year sentence for her role in the death and disappearance of Jennifer Farber-Dulos. They also pressed Bowman on why he didn't pause or end interviews with investigators when they thought Draonus was being dishonest.
I didn't think that stopping the interview while the police thought she was lying was a good thing to do. The last impression that she leaves as a liar, I thought that was against her interest.
During an appeal, typically only evidence used in the courtroom in the original criminal trial may be used. But a habeas trial differs in that any outside evidence can be used by either side. So experts warn both Bowman and Draonus are on thin ice to watch what they say about private conversations they had.
That can dangerously lead to additional testimony and additional facts that may become problematic for either the applicant, in this case Mr. Draonus, or her attorney.
On the stand, Bowman said he met with Draonus frequently and reminded her to tell the truth when speaking with investigators. In addition to Bowman, former state's attorney Richard Colangelo Jr. also testified and recalled that he told Bowman that Draonus could be charged with accessory to murder and that it would be in her best interest to speak with police.
He said that, we really want to hear what she has to say. We'd like her to cooperate. I remember saying that now's her time to either get on the bus or get run over by the bus. She really should talk to us and tell us the truth.
But after analyzing the first two court dates of this habeas trial, criminal defense attorney Jim Bergen believes Draonus' team is missing a strong point. There is video of the lead investigator telling other officers, "I don't think Draonus knows anything." Bergen says Bowman initially failed to properly address that evidence, and that now Draonus' new legal counsel may be missing it too. Bergen says it may have been key to the jury's ability to understand Draonus' argument of innocence.
I don't think the jury really understood her true position and what was going on in her head, and really understood how evil Fotis Dulis was.
And remember, if Draonus is successful in this habeas trial, she gets to walk free before she gets a new criminal trial. Simultaneously, she also has a separate appeals motion going through Rockville Superior Court. The next date in the habeas trial is this upcoming Friday. In studio, Tim Latow, Fox 61.